Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Weaver, and I worked in the travel industry for many years. Did you know, according to Forbes magazine, 74% of people that take vacation on average go over budget and go in debt by $1,100 each year? In an article I recently read from Forbes, it said that most people tend to prioritize their vacation over their budget, meaning that vacation is much more important than their actual budget. It went on to say that Americans tend to spend 10% of their annual income, and of those Americans that travel, 15% of them will spend 25% of their household income each year on vacation. Did you know that when you plan ahead, you can avoid pricey holiday destinations? My goal is to give you tips to avoid the tourist traps, the overpriced holidays. It's time for you to save on vacation and to remain within a household budget and not have that $1,100 in debt. In a blog that was written by Matt Davis, he gave some great tips and exciting links on what makes travel fun. He says, make it educational. One thing he talks about are trips to the sand and the sun. Summer is a time when learning is lost from our kids. It's a problem. So he focuses on educational fun in the sun trips. Many summer fun trips include sand and sun, and he says, read about them. Decide where you want to go with your kids. Have them research. If it's San Francisco, have them read about San Francisco. Make it exciting so that when it's time to go, they are excited to be there. He said, travel tips can make this affordable. And we can teach our kids, our older kids, math and science. He says, involve your kids in the deal finding. Mint Financial asks the age-old question, how do we save for a vacation and how do we budget for it? First, they tell us by doing this, one thing, booking early, you can take advantage of low fares and you can meet your budget at home also. Unexpected costs can break the bank. If you start saving and budgeting early, then this is not going to be a problem. You'll be prepared. Create categories in your budget for your vacation. It's important to account for everything that you're going to do. Food, lodging, childcare, airfare, local travel costs, excursions, activities, souvenirs. They should all be a part of your trip that you've budgeted for. They remind us in their tips that it's hard to save for another vacation when you're still paying off last year's vacation. Travel Wire's Steve Gilman says that he and his wife went on a vacation to Colorado and they only spent $376. They went out to eat, they went hiking and exploring, they went to a ghost town. First, he found the cheapest flight. He searched and educated himself on inexpensive airfare. He used credit card points for discounts on his flights and on his car rentals. This required some pre-planning on his part about which credit card would work best for this type of travel. Many of you have hotel points. My husband travels for work. We use his hotel points. I don't remember the last time we paid for a hotel. He booked his flights at odd hours. He looked for cheap airport parking. Don't forget that in your budget. And only took carry-on, so no hidden fees. Many of the airlines are now charging for checked baggage. Don't forget that. During his trip, they ate lunch out and they skipped dinner. Why? Because many restaurants have the same food at lunch that they have at dinner at cost as low as half. So they would just have dinner at the hotel. Lastly, he visited family. He looked for inexpensive things to do. This saved money on hotels and excursions. They went hiking and visited national parks. Lastly, we have money guru Dave Ramsey with his 15 ideas for a cheap vacation. It's something you guys should look at. It's a great idea for how to stay within budget on a trip. some of the things he tells us and emphasizes are: do a staycation, going to a less popular beach, go camping. Those are in his top 15. He says there's plenty to tour in your own town, so take advantage of your own town. Turn camping into a great family vacation. And avoid popular beaches along the Gulf Coast or Southern California when you start your planning. Remember, when you book those popular places, they are going to be more expensive. And there's plenty of great beaches that don't involve that expense. He tells us that booking travel through companies like Costco can save you money. They have a lot of all-inclusive packages. These have no hidden costs. They include your food. They include your excursions. They include the transport from the airport to wherever you're going. If it's someplace like Disney World, it includes the tickets. So he says that is the best way to not forget anything on your budget. He also says you're already paying for your membership, so put it to good use. Staying with family and friends, he says, is an awesome way to save money and see the world. He also reminds us about national parks and off-season travel are 2 ways to save. National parks have great discounts for military. They also have great senior discounts. And take the grandparents with you to the national parks. Have them get the senior pass. It's a great way to save money and to spend time with the grandparents. I know I am one. Lastly, he says book in advance. This is the ongoing theme for inexpensive travel. This and to be flexible. That will help you to save money. Planning in advance is a great way not to go in debt over a family trip. All-inclusive packages offer greater affordable savings for many holiday trips. Flexibility is the name of the savings game when it comes to booking your family vacation. Sometimes you can upgrade and save money, so it's time to splurge without spending too much money on that dream vacation. Many companies will offer you extras if you book early. Don't forget that. I hope these tips have helped you with your destination vacation and your budget, and it's not going to bust your savings. It's time that families started having quality vacations without breaking the bank. Thanks.